Welcome to the Greatness Podcast.
Do you wanna introduce Kanando?
No, I'll do it.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, cool. What thanks? What's that? What was that?
I saw it on High School Musical. You should watch High School Musical 1, 2, and 3.
Teenage.
Yes. Listen to this guy. Anywho, Tinashe, you don't understand art. Shall we begin?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Greetings and welcome to the Greatness Factor podcast, hosted by author, speaker, and property consultant Tinashe C. Mudanda. On this podcast, we'll be focusing on the ideas that can help you maximize and unlock the personal potential that is within to become the greatest version of yourself. So sit back and relax and enjoy our content as we delve into the Greatness Factor. Stay blessed.
Hello world, this has been Hilda Lagla and yours truly,
Tinashe. Dog Tinashe.
and welcome once again to the Greatness Factor podcast. So great to have you here. So today we're going to be talking about a great topic. But before we get into that, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share our really amazing podcast. You want people to know, we want people to have fun, and want people to continuously get some insight into what we're all about, right? So let me just get into, you know what? Before I get into today's topic, so me and Tinashe are having a debate. You know it. So me and Tinashe are trying to figure out who's gonna win in the cage fight between yours truly. What's the name of that person you think is gonna win?
Elon Musk will kick Zuckerberg's.
People. Zuckerberg is the man. We all know he's gonna kill your man. So please, just leave a comment below on who you think is also going to win the game. Me and Tinashe are gonna bet $10. Whoever's person wins gives the other person, takes the money home.
The funny thing about the whole story for me is not the fact that these guys will actually want to fight. It's the fact that I was looking at a comment that was made by Dana White, like the UFC chairman.
Yeah.
And they estimated that if Zuckerberg and Elon Musk decide to fight, their fight will generate over $1 billion in revenue.
Yes, I believe that.
No, so that's the thing about value. Like, you become so valuable that whatever you do,
it brings money to someone.
and it has high returns.
Yes.
So I think really it's something that you and I should really, like you guys and us, we should really look into increasing our value to the extent that if you sneeze, you're making money. So I think that's one thing that stands out for me. But before we get into the topic, I just want to take this opportunity to get in my feels.
Yes, Tinashe.
And thank you for subscribing.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you for supporting. I've been receiving messages in my DM and phone calls. People giving me feedback, and encouraging. That's so brilliant. The thing about I just also want to encourage you, because I know you also have ideas. Like, you also have ideas. I've been there. You also have ideas. The biggest challenge with ideas is if you don't start, they don't start.
True that.
So I know you go through self-doubt. I've gone through self-doubt. I've gone through deliberations. Yeah, deliberations of when I was like being in front of a camera and people.
He did it, doctor.
Sure, mama. So don't be discouraged. Just start. Whatever idea it is, just start. Discouraged.
Don't kill people.
Yeah.
But start. Don't steal, but start.
So yeah, you guys, I hope that encourages you, and I hope as you also have ideas, goals, and visions that you want to achieve, you are also encouraged to start. I just started, guys. It was a crazy story, but we are growing, and I appreciate your support, because now we are at 46 subscribers on YouTube.
What? I did not know
From
that.
20. You know, I started, like when we started the podcast, we were doing my audios, and they didn't have video. We were doing my audios, and they didn't have video. But the moment we started video, the subscriptions, because back then we had 20, but when we started video, another 20 were added. So we are looking forward to 1,000, to 5,000.
I think by the end of the year, we should have 1,000. That's our goal.
Yeah, we're pushing. So continue to share the podcast. Let someone know.
Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a mom, tell a dad, to tell a sister, to tell a brother, to subscribe
to the
Greatness Factor podcast.
So yeah,
it doesn't get old. It never gets old. You know?
It doesn't.
It never. Yeah.
It doesn't. And I love the way you do it.
Of
I think
course.
that's yeah.
It's like that's my purpose in Tinashe's life, you know. Anyway, guys, you know, let's not waste any more of your time. So, as we have all agreed, you and I and others, that Zuckerberg is gonna win.
No one's saying that. You are saying that.
We all know Zuckerberg is gonna win. But anyway, Tinashe also seems to have some faith in Elon Musk. But yeah, we'll see. I hope they really do fight though.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward. I would fly to America to watch this.
But I think those guys are just they know the cloud. They know they're that valuable that everyone on the planet is talking about.
And everyone's gonna be watching that game.
And I doubt they will ever. And I remember I sent you that screenshot of Elon
of his mom saying,
"Don't go get into a cage fight."
People, and I'm like, in Zimbabwe, anywho, guys, so let's get into today's topic. Today we're going to be talking about cults. You know, what is a cult? What characteristics do you see or that you can identify to note, oh, this is a cult? What are people doing in those cults? And are you able to even leave the cult? And what are the challenges that people are facing that have already joined the cult? How do they attract people? What strategies are they using to, you know, to get people to actually join cults? When I was reading all that stuff, I honestly was blown away at how many cults are there in the world. So let's start with the simple definition from, you know, our favorite friend. I call him Uncle Google.
Okay.
No, the man knows best.
Yeah.
Google, you know. I G. So a cult is a system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. A person.
Can you like break that down in Shona?
Sure. A system. Yeah, religion. You know, it has a veneration. The devotion. No mundo kana kuti no chuno. If you want someone to explain something, okay, let me get into the second one, then I can clearly explain. The other definition says a person or thing that is popular or fashionable among a particular group or section of society. So a cult, in simpler terms, it's a group of people that have agreed to worship or to give adoration towards a particular persona or a particular object. So if it's a person, toguna mata Tinashe.
Okay.
And whatever Tinashe says is the law.
Wow.
Tinashe akati cheka imwiri dzenyu and bleed to death, we do it. Whatever we do or whatever we believe in is based completely and utterly on what Tinashe says and what Tinashe believes in. You could even tell us, Kuti, I need a virgin and I need to kill her so that we offer a sacrifice.
God.
I mean, no warning, but you can go do wrong. But yeah, and then everyone would do it. Because there are so many stories of people eating grass. I'm not a doctor, guys. Munhu akaenda kunoita vana Tinashe, alright, vana doctor Tinashe vakanodzidza
nemadegree
vanomwa petro
wakambopinda mumadoctor ona nemaqualifications
asi vanenge vanonomwiswa petro nekudya maziko. And then when we say an object, someone could decide to make this their god. Over atodzoti kubvira pandakabata mvura, my life changed. akatangoita mari chi. And then by telling other people this, we're going to explain how they how they mess with your heads, or how they manipulate your weaknesses and your struggles to get you to believe in the same things. It's sort of the same thing with our previous conversation on what you call this? People tricking people to get money.
Oh, that one. Like we're talking about fraudsters.
Yes.
Fraudsters.
They use the same. Yes, they use the same systems, but this now it's just more intense. It's spiritually connected, and it is more to do with bringing a lot of danger on individuals, but they'll never understand that because of how they've structured it.
Okay.
So that's a cult in my understanding. Well, how did you understand a cult? That was me when I was going through my things.
Okay, so when I was going through the study, I didn't look for the definition.
Tinaj.
But I think that when we then discuss concerning the characteristics of cult leaders and cults, we'll then be able to define cults, because a lot of things have been happening around the world.
That's true.
Not only in Africa, but also around the world. In like recently, I think what really prompted this discussion is the situation in Kenya right now. It's trending. So there's this pastor called Zambian. He's Kenyan pastor called Mackenzie.
Nice name, Mackenzie.
Pastor Paul Mackenzie of the Good News International Church in Kenya.
Good news.
So the man initially was a taxi driver, and then he
received a call
and became a pastor. So the story right now, as we are speaking, there are more than 300 bodies that have been exhumed at his farm, and it's called Shakahola Farm. It's in Kenya, and more than 600 people missing. Because what then this guy did in 2018 with the government, when the church was conflicting with the government, Mackenzie then decided to, because he was arrested, but he wasn't persecuted.
Okay.
So when they released him, he decided to move from the city into the forest with more than 300 families. That's over 1,000 people into the forest. So now, because this guy was now preaching a certain end time message, he convinced his followers to go into a fast. And he was saying, this fast will make you meet Jesus. So they were fasting to death to meet Jesus. Yeah. So it's actually sad, because
I think people stop using Jesus' name more.
And that's the thing. The cults will use certain doctrine. They'll use, especially, I just feel like Christianity is more susceptible to cults. So what he then did was that he instructed his members to fast,
including their kids.
Including the kids.
5 years, I'm not 40 days in even a day itself. You know what? Not even a day. Even when my brother young 1 hour and go to go play. Fought a good fight to
So Vana ndo wakataka kupinzwa into a fast. So they were more like, this fast was in 3 stages. Vana first, vakadzi, varume, then fundisi ndiye aizopedzisira. And his argument was that it's not actually an argument, because but he said, inini I'll be the one to close the door as we enter into heaven through a fast. So it's really something. Asadafa is actually arrested. He's in custody and he's being persecuted for
who spoke up? That's the fun part about it. Someone always speaks up.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, there were certain children of a certain relative of a person that was in the church. So they went to the relative and they were, they were hungry and what. So this relative then did a follow-up and discovered that was what was happening in the forest. In the forest. So it's really sad, and we felt like we really need to talk about cults.
Oh, that's true.
And we are not gonna name anyone. We're just gonna put the facts in your face,
and you can decide.
And then
comment
you will
below.
decide whether your church is a cult or not.
And you can also, just share with others as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others, so that you just have a clear understanding of what you're getting into and the repercussions that come with it. And if you are in it, we're just here to help. And you don't need to feel like you're alone. There's so many organizations and companies that are ready to, to assist.
Yeah.
So I got some stats before, we need to get into detail one by one, point by point.
Okay.
So here was the first thing that I really searched. There are more cults than ever before, with more members. 3 studies indicate that there are 3,000 to 5,000 groups in every area of the United States and throughout the world that have these. Imagine every 3,000, 5,000 groups, there's a cult.
Wow.
And this is worldwide. And experts estimate that 6 to 10 million people have recently been involved in cults.
6 out of 10.
6 to 10.
6 to 10. To 10 what? Million?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Out of 7 billion people, we've got 6 to 10 million people in cults. Okay, it's fine. That's normal. That makes sense, right? Okay, let's continue. That's not weird at all. Yeah.
We probably could be in a cult.
We probably could be, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so that just means that anyone can be in a cult.
But please don't think that cults are only they only lead to death. Kune anonzima financial cults.
Oh. Yeah.
Ekuti me muchingoburitsiswa
mari.
Muchinzi iri kunoshanda kunobatsira nhingi muridzi wechicult. Asi imi muchiudzwa kunzi muchabudirira. But mysteriously and funny enough, you've been poor for 50 years.
With nothing.
Wow. Let's understand the principles of finances, guys. Coach Tichirigo to just get into detail on money. Kuti apana kushata pakupa mari ku charity, kupa mari kune vanhu vamwari, kupa mari ku church. But please remember, you cannot sit at home and sleep every day and say that you seeded money and expect it to come
from nowhere. And you're not doing anything.
Ndozviri kupinza vamwe mafinancial cults izvozvo. Musangofunga kuti macult ndezvokuurayana nekudini. Kune mafinancial cults ari kupinda vanhu kutoti it's too much. So now I think for a start, let's just get into the characteristics of a cult. What does a cult look like? How can you identify that, hey, this is a cult? Let's deal with maybe the basic 4 that anyone can see.
Okay, so we're gonna look into characteristics of a cult. The first one is authoritarian control.
Sort of like a centralized power in a way.
Yeah, like every aspect of the members of that cult is controlled. You can't go to toilet without the pastor knowing. Or the authoritative figure.
I was about to say it's a Hitler type of system, but Hitler was better now.
Yeah. So you can't, like the leader of a cult exercises total control over people and every aspect of their life. It's like when you have like issues related when you like pamcha zwita mwana, pamcha ita mwana, pamcha rorana, pamcha, every aspect of your life is controlled. So
even bure kuivure.
Zvinogona kutosvika ikoko. So like there's just total control of members' lives. Nothing can be done without authorization, without consultation. You can't make a decision without consulting. So
that's crazy.
That's one characteristic of a cult. Do you have any thoughts?
Because honestly, I think you just laid it out. Because it looks like every single decision I'm gonna make is dependent on whether he agrees or not, or she agrees.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Don't get us wrong. We're not saying good. You will not consult.
There's nothing wrong with consultation.
You not ask good. No, I'm having a challenge in this area. What's your thoughts? But pane pamwe pekuti munhu anotokudza kutoti iwewe uri kufanira kurora nhingi.
Mutoona ini ndichinzi rorwa natinaye. Tinashotonzi ndonorora bhini. Isitototi.
Yes.
As you have said.
Yes, you are not given space to think for yourself. You're not given space to make a decision.
You only wear it.
Yeah.
You not take at the rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then the second one is they are extremist beliefs. The members of that cult believe in an extreme dogma. For instance, I was talking about the pastor in Kenya. I'll refer to that one as my case study.
I think we'll just use that.
Was it recent? Go on YouTube, go on Al Jazeera, go on CNN, any news media.
BBC.
Yes, BBC. They are talking about. And I haven't checked with the Ruda NBC, but you can check. It's really trending, guys. It's really trending. So, for instance, this Pastor Paul Mackenzie, he instructed his followers to quit their jobs, drop out of formal schools, stop feeding on worldly food, and not seek medical attention in hospitals when sick. So you kind of now get the picture here, the extreme beliefs, even to the extent that they were told to take a fast to meet Jesus, which they would only do as a community. Outside the community, which fast yako. That's where like fast in one place.
So I was going to bury the pastor when he also died.
So you can also see aspect through that extreme belief, but also expression here authoritarian control. Because imagine how hospital, you know. So
imagine mama COVID-19 COVID no, this is the plan to meet Jesus.
Okay. So then the third one is isolation from society. Members are cut off from their family as a way of allowing total influence of the leader. Okay. At the end of the day, I don't think any church separated from your family is a good church.
From even society itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Why are you separating me from the people that I love and claiming that it has anything to do with my growth? It has anything to do with my success.
Yeah.
These guys are preying on psychology for these things. I think now that you've said these 2 points, I have a clear understanding. There's an article I was reading by some scholars. It says the vulnerability factor for cult is centered on commitment and membership.
Okay.
And the only way they get commitment and membership, they are getting it from people with life dissatisfaction and a great desire for spirituality.
Okay.
Have you ever met someone who's at the edge of life? Like someone who's about to throw themselves off the ledge or commit suicide, or who's been depressed for a long time and they've stopped eating and all that. If you meet someone who's so dissatisfied with life, I tell you, you can tell them anything and they'll follow you. Because at this point, Tinashega, I don't see the point for survival.
You've just given up.
I have no reason to live. And then someone comes and they tell me that if you do this, that, you will find that satisfaction. You will see that light. And they continue to hammer that into your head every day. But even if it's not true, the fact that it's now in your head.
Sort of like a brainwashing.
Yes. Because you see, this is a clear example, but don't take it the wrong way. People say that those people are not Torama bombs vosungirwa bhomba iraro pamwiri pake unonobhomba like a particular city. You've watched those Indian movies.
Okay.
I've watched how they do it. Vanono abductor vana vadiki.
Okay.
5 years.
Aramudiki, yeah.
Yes. Wakabreeder kachikura until mwana yeye
That's grooming. Yeah.
Until mwana yeye ane 35 years or 25. Ovans, your mission is to go and blow up Zimbabwe. And if you sacrifice yourself, you will be accepted by the Lord.
By Allah.
Allah, God, whatever will name
The higher power.
The higher power. Yeah. So what happens is they do the same things to this person who's so dissatisfied with life and they've given up on life. I meet you tonight. You know, when I was reading the Bible and watching this series on Netflix, Inonzi The Chosen, you should go and watch it. It explains how Jesus came into people's lives. It was beautiful.
Okay.
Mary, I don't know if it was Mary Magdalene. Angai needs so many demons. And then Jesus came and met her at a point where she was about to fall off the ledge. Like Anga to throw her off the edge because Anga Anita neku traumatized when neku abused when demon. And imagine Jesus met her at that point, held her hand, and then her life changed. Do you think that munakadaro ungamvisa pana Jesu? How will you remove them from Jesus?
Even to their own detriment.
Yes. Anogona ukudze kuti nyangwe mukati muda kunduraya mudondipisa, I would die for this man. Martyrs, those people are not mad, guys. They were met by someone at a particular point in their life and they changed them. They saved them. You know, when you see how John died, John the Baptist, if you notice, he was now willing to die for the gospel. They were all willing because at a particular point. So when I was reading the cult thing, these people meet you at a point where you are so desperate and so alone and so willing to do anything to just believe that I'm worth something. Do you think you can change them? I'm willing to go and kill someone.
But you want to make example that as a my relationship with the Nungupinda I'm my relationship and get my count is a show. When I don't go so down, it saves you.
Like a warrior.
Hey.
Knight in shining armor. You know, like a hero. You know when you look at it, I need to like you an example. Like a shield, and they are just there for you.
It just without going in my relationship account and my relationship and my account.
Next week, I think we should call them chaotic relationship. Next week, don't miss out.
Oh, you what is it?
Yeah, I'm good. You can get into it now.
Okay, cool. So the last point, characteristic of a cult. It's also like if you research the cults generally.
Yeah.
People will give you different characteristics of cult. They can be up to 12. But because of time, we just focused on 4. But you can also do a further research.
And you can also leave comments below and just tell us what you think about them. And if you've been involved in one, or if you have a friend or someone you know who's in a cult, a relationship cult.
Chaotic relationship. Then so the fourth characteristic of a cult is veneration, like you were saying in your definition, veneration of a single individual, loyalty and adoration towards a single leader. Leader viewed as final authority.
Hitler, your own Hitler in the church.
Like for instance, Papa will be the final say. And people believed in.
Yes.
and people paid with their lives, which is so sad. It's very sad. Because you can be loyal to a fault that actually leads to your detriment.
And it's so, I like how you said Christianity is one religion that's so vulnerable to a lot of cults because people are so desperate to meet Jesus. The people are so desperate to go to heaven. They're so desperate to leave the earth because they think the earth is so horrible. Guys, if only you knew that Jesus wants us on this earth. That's why even after the end times, the Bible does say, Tinashe, we are not going to heaven. We're just going to be judged, and there will be a new and a new earth. So you see, the earth is where we're supposed to dwell. So I don't know why you're so keen to go to heaven, guys. And you don't even need to die to meet Jesus, guys. He died so you could meet him himself.
And I also think sometimes issue is life. It's a fact. Life is tough. Life is not easy, and sometimes people
want the easy way out.
No, people need hope. So I think that's where these.
That was deep, Tinash. That was deep.
That was deep.
Yeah. I'm a childhood man.
Don't think about
people need.
Alright. So I just think because life can be so ugly, so tough, people just need hope.
True that.
People need hope. People need to look forward to a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
And these cult leaders take advantage of that. They sell hope.
And in the wrong package.
They sell hope in the wrong package. Hope should be peaceful. Hope should give you a reason to
leave,
to bounce back, to fight, to be strong. But this hope ties people to the cult leader,
and it also forces them to engage in very queer practices that hurt them more. That hurt them instead of benefiting them. Hope shouldn't kill you.
Yeah, that's why you find out you hear my stories in church or this cult. I will use church because my African like my cult will come in the form of a church. You hear mfundisi arurara nevana sangano. People are giving varikupa dzimba handisi kuti kupa kwakashata but ukaona uchipa imba yega yauri kugara
the only thing you have
une munhu kuti agare then I just think that's an extreme.
Iwewe you want to be homeless.
Yeah.
Iwewe you want to die of hunger.
Yeah.
For somebody else to have something.
I just think that's an extreme. That's an extreme belief.
I don't think God wants you to lose yourself. Let me explain when I say lose yourself. That could have come out wrong, because the Bible says that you need to die to self so that Christ can be seen in you. What I'm trying to say is God doesn't want you to suffer. I don't think that's his intention, because he says I came that I may give thee life and life in its abundance. So the enemy is the only one who steals, kills and destroys. So ukangobata 2-3 you will notice that in all these things, this is what cults stand for. They steal. Either they will steal your joy, your family, your money, your peace. They will kill either iwewe wacho mbuni kana kuti they will kill those around you, because they will tell you to sacrifice things. Most cults, they have a sacrificial system, and they will destroy. They will destroy things that you have built over so many years. It could be your confidence, it could be your belief, it could be your life, it could be your relationships, it could be your friends. Unaona munhu pamwe pacho akapinda mu cult anogona kutuka mai vake.
Yeah.
Yet the Bible says respect your mother and father. Not just the Bible itself, even Ubuntu How do you disown your mother and father and tell them exactly uchiti papa or the leader is saying that we should not respect our parents. How can that make sense to you?
That's my one.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna look at the characteristics of a cult leader. So now we're looking at the
leader themselves, or the object.
The object of affection, the object of adoration, the object of obedience.
Yeah.
So generally, cult leaders have a narcissistic tendency.
Number one.
So when we're saying narcissistic, we are saying they believe that they are better than everyone else.
Number one.
They see themselves as someone who's in their own league. They generally view other people from a pedestal. They place themselves on a pedestal and look down on other people. So they have this belief that they are special.
They're selfish.
They're selfish. They will take advantage of other people for their own gain.
So and they think they're better than anybody.
Yeah. So that generally a narcissistic sense of self. Sorry.
That's why Kenya vari kuti ini ndindozogumisirofa.
Kana kuti
imi mose.
Kana kuti izvozvo kuti, because now you know that the story is funny. When these people were moving to Kenya, the pastor actually made them pay $80 for a piece of land. So that they can relocate to the forest. Vaku forest ikoko, then they are told kuti like that's bollocks, that's rubbish. Kuti anzi I will close door. Really, that's a sense of unonyatsoona narcissism yacho yekuti.
But we think a Bible, guys. The Bible is very clear. There is one Alpha and Omega, and there is one way, truth, and life. Ndiye achavhara dhoo redinga Jesu. So there is no human angakambonzi achavhara dhoo. If they were to choose a human that would close that door, kadai vakachoose havo Enoch. Anti Enoch akangonzi aifamba naMwari. Baenda. Vana Elijah vesa vakadini kuvhara dhoo redenga naAbraham.
It's crazy.
David, a man after God's own heart.
So the second point is they have a lack of guilt or remorse.
That's true.
They don't feel guilty about what they're doing. I was looking at the video. Looked, everything is fine. But how can you feel good
when
or
you have
feel
300 people dead?
Because body language also tells us what's in the mind. You are
at peace.
You're at peace. You look peaceful.
What about
after all those things? After killing all those people,
robbing them of their money, destroying their families.
It's crazy.
I would have sleepless nights.
It's crazy. So the third point is they are pathological liars.
True that.
They are compulsive behavior. But
their language.
It's their language. They can't say the truth. They always lie. They always lie.
Their native tongue.
Yeah, it's lies. They are proficient in lies. They speak lies. And like you see Christian circles. That's where you see man my revelation so that they can panel beat. This is really simple. So that they can fashion things into lies.
Yeah.
So that's one aspect. Of course, many people we actually don't take time to read and to study and to look into these things.
And knowledge is important.
Yeah, knowledge is
important.
General basic knowledge.
Ignorance. I think thrive on these cult leaders.
Basic knowledge.
They thrive on people's ignorance. Hi, go on.
There's another point. They take sexual advantage of their members.
Because the only way you're taking sexual advantage of people, it's just usually the women. And imagine a child as young as I won't mention the name of the churches that do this. You see someone who is 65 years saying kuti ndakaratidzwa kuti mwana ane 12 years mukadzi wangu, and he has the audacity to sleep with that child and have that child give birth to a child. And you hear so many death statistics on these kids kuti mwana ane 12 years afa achizvara kwaigotadza sei kufa. Musana wemukadzi unonzi unosimba after 23. That's when we can say you can properly handle the weight of a pregnancy.
Yeah.
So imagine half that age is being told that you're going to be a wife. Uchazvara wakutorarwa newe nemurume ane 80 or 60 or 50. What sort of psychotic narcissism is that?
From the pits of hell.
And unoona mwana achiudzwa namai vake nana atete kunzi it's correct. Kuti another woman is telling a child kuti it's okay for a man thrice old enough to be your grandfather to sleep with you, and they'll tell you it is shinga.
But guys, just imagine
the trauma in emuniyega. Hi, but continue. Let's go on. We won't really get into that too much, but you can see how abusive, how destructive, and how painful cults can be on women. I'm not disregarding that they're also very hard on men, but look at how damaging it is to children.
Women and children.
Imagine mwana mdiga arikunzi atanye kuti asangane na Jesu.
Apa asatatombokusvika paage yekuti make a decision yekuti ndoda kumugamuchira here Jesu.
Atotoziva kuti Jesu acho chii. Asi akutonzi tsanya kuti usangane naye. This isn't fair. If you really look at it, I know Trumbe that Chiseke Natinashe, but this is a very heartbreaking issue for us. We're trying to lighten it, but
it's my one.
It's hard.
So the next point is they use sycophants.
Psycho what now?
Sycophants.
Psycho who now?
SYCOPHANTS. Sycophants. To ensure compliance from members. Alright, so basically sycophants are my yes men, my pudligas. My church, I'm not gonna say names, but I think that's my thinking. I think Tim Rera my hype man. Especially my prophetic churches.
Yes! Yes. I like what Coach Bugano said. I'm going to fire lighters.
Yeah.
They're true.
My hype man. Like especially hip hop Amazon. Yeah. My hype man, do my hype man. Don't mind my hype man in church, so they use those people.
I'm listening to the song by Kirk Franklin's Revolution. I think they name my hype man.
Yeah.
So I'm going to thank it tonight. Continue.
So they use sycophants to ensure compliance from members. So the system,
strategic.
the system, so that they influence.
Yes.
They influence a certain understanding. They influence a certain position.
Yes.
But everyone to say yes.
And I did get with yes.
Yes, my yes man, yeah.
Yeah, I found it. What did you? Okay, that's a
verses 16 and 17. Yes, sir. They shall hunger no more, neither shall they thirst anymore. Preach, for God shall wipe away from their eyes. Yes, sir. Get ready for the revolution.
Please do not quote us wrong. Kirk Franklin is not a count.
So the next point is so another point is cult leaders view outsiders as enemies or inferior.
Guns out, people.
It's sort of like us versus them mentality.
Yes.
Us versus them mentality.
Tiri
Yeah, we are against, and mind you, Paragunzi, our enemies or outsiders are inferior. So you hear
and they don't understand.
Yes, you hear certain people saying, "Guti, we have a different revelation that's higher than these people." Then you are likely dealing with a cult.
Some of the and also cult leaders have a tendency to look down upon and criticize some great people and mention how stupid and dumb their visions are.
Okay.
Imagine someone like me saying I can me go and lay my hands
on big people. What Baba Good is far. Even my own father, I can't place my hands. Do you know Guti? Do you know Guti?
My own dad.
Do you know Guti? And then I used to help my dad get amsoro. Unototi pamsoro iyi. Wotokumbira permission kubata msoro. Uda kuvabatsira. Ndio vari kuda kubira from haircut. But unototi pamsoro yosati wabata msoro wemunhu mukuru. Ndo culture. So even if munhu achita something different by just kungoti muhombe kwauri anofana his due honor, his due respect.
Natural, it's
because atori muri stage yausi plus food. If you don't respect munhu who's older than you, you are also saying good, you are also cursing yourself in a way.
Yes, you are.
You are saying good, I will not respect seniority.
Why?
You are also saying good, in a way you are confirming good, you won't reach that certain level. And you also want that respect when you're that old. So I just feel like Kuti, besides fact here, Kuti, you can speak about that in like even Baba Panyama Jeje. Vanotadza but avataurons matadza. Unotongoti tozoti pedu pasai tozoti but mkuru baba. But we can't then say baba matadza. There's certain ways that you can say mfungo wenyu taunzo kodai tadai. Maybe make a suggestion. Can we then we can outer here and try this. And
guys, haungosviki kuna baba mbe nyangwe ndisaka kutori neprotocol yekusvika kuna mudhara kunanzi mai ndo anozosvitsa nyaya.
Even now for the sake of, because this is we are not trying to be controversial.
True.
We are not trying to be controversial. That's why we're not naming names. But already, don't know if we could name names, but also because
it's not our place.
It's not our place.
Yeah. We're just trying to open your mind, so that you make informed decisions in regards to cultic, whether it's churches, it's associations, it's organizations.
Yeah.
At least you get an idea what Ivano's famsa say.
Yeah. So
nema cultic relationships, but I would to delve deeper.
Yeah.
For next week.
Yeah. It's also our job is to be informative, educative, entertaining.
Yes.
We want to create a program where you enjoy watching, but also come out with you also come out thinking about certain things.
But
having a viewpoint. We want to
destroy ignorance.
Yeah. And also be thought-provoking.
Yes, very much.
Atidi controversy. Kutoni nyanza tuetika muno mZimbabwe is controversial, but we are not going to talk about it. But we will talk about issues that will make you think in a certain way towards what's happening right now.
Economically, socially, mentally, physically, everything spiritually.
The last point is charismatic personality. Like that's the biggest tool that these leaders have.
Oof.
So when we're talking about charisma, we're talking about that they are irresistible, very likable. They have an overpowering presence. munhu ari kutaura
And usually, I don't know how these cults do their things with their leaders. My cult leaders, guys, vakanaka.
vakarefu
Zvimiro zvavo. Ungati ndiva nana Sauro nana Davida vaitaura rega zvinzi shuva Satan ashandisa vanhu vakashata.
vanhu vavo like basically zvinhu zvavo zvinenge zviri kumboni the way they dress,
how they look,
how they
talk,
they are
their accents.
smooth operators. vanotaura zvinonakidza zvinhu zvokuti even munhu aunyatsoona kuti ukazogara pasi kana uri munhu anonyatsofunga kaona kuti mufeso uyo hapana zvanga achitaura, but matauriro anenge achiita soka
akati dai ubati dai
unongoona uri mucloud9.
I like how my dad always says this about my uncle. He always says that his cousin American, iwewe dai wakapinda politics atakafa nemali.
Was a smooth operator.
The man is charismatic, guys. His physique, how he talks, you will start to think after you've left his presence.
The one, yeah. And that's what they usually do. These.
Unozoona wamba mari. Unozotanga ufunga kuti andina mari ngeni.
Zvienda paningi.
Ndazomba panyaya dzei. Hezo iyanga itoitira ike kwenho chicken in. But you're like, I need it for something serious. So yeah, those kinds of things.
Yeah, so basically vanonakidza zvavo, and they have the gift of speaking. They know how to speak. They have a certain way of speaking. But inokwezva so.
They understand the art of attraction.
They do. Seduction. In fact, they're seduction. They're seductive.
God.
I don't mean in a sexual way. I mean they're just seductive.
Yeah, it's true.
Like you find kuti people that deceive. Going back to topic scammers. Scammers are charismatic.
Oh,
they're charismatic. They know how to talk. They know how you think, and they will say things that you want to hear.
Study you.
Yeah, they'll say things
from a distance.
And they'll be looking. Hakuna conman inoyakapfeka rubbish.
Oh.
They'll give you a reason to believe that this man is talking sense.
Indakauya unobirwa foni nemari nemunhu anga akapfeka sneakers, nice chino pants, nice t-shirt, nice leather jacket. And they were so smooth in their speech, like, sister, we're trying to give people jobs, and I'm responsible for choosing people, and they make you feel special. I had forgotten that part. I'm choosing you. Just to know that.
But I think because I think do general go even munhu ari kutokusvikira with the genuine intent ada kuti believe
kuti it's you. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love.
So yeah, so those are basically like the characteristics of a cult leader. So with what we have discussed, what we have
listed,
talked about, what we have listed, what we have presented to you, with this information,
yes,
you are then supposed to look into
it. Just
look into what's around you. Look into your own church.
Observe.
Look into my groups, because my counts for the angles in church.
Sure.
Yeah.
My friends.
They are cultic friends. They are.
Did they make you believe with kumvura every day na 12? Kumvura na 12.
Yeah. So I think it's
especially in high schools. Because you see, yes, someone in a need to fit in, to be cool, to whatever, you end up changing how you dress, going to places you never went to, doing the things you never thought you'd be doing. Also not
Mabishu manyama.
I'm just saying. it's a cult. The thing is, a cult on got cult in England. And you got about every clique my friends, whether vakomano or vaskana.
Yeah.
They're wondering.
Yeah, pane chibaba.
Ende chibaba chinenge chiri charismatic, chine mare, and ameno zvanengari. So these things are also very evident in high school. As parents, these conversations we have, they're not only for kids in high school and students or whatever. They're even for parents kuti observe mwana wako kuti zvaimboita pakatanga kutamba nevanhu ava chii chakaitika mwana wangu hakuuya kumba maorder hours. They're weird tendencies. Wozoona vese vane tumabracelets twakapinda
kana
tuma-anklets kana tuma-belly rings
kana ma-piercings.
Hatisi kuti ma-piercings akashata, no, but unoona kuti mwana wako paakatanga kutamba nerimwe spad akungoita zvinhu zviri weird. So understand that the cults don't only happen in churches, they are there in schools, especially my boarding schools. One.
Yeah, and also knows that chandongofunga ndechekuti at the end of the day, panyaya dzese idzi Mwari akapa munhu 5 senses.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mwari akapa munhu pfungwa dzinoprocessa masenses iyayo. So that means kuti Mwari anotoda kuti ufunge wega zvisina kuti and from what we have shown panyaya yemacults macults try to block you from thinking for yourself.
Yes.
Try to block you from even influence among one except people in that cult.
They advise a lot of isolation.
So also, you know what, our prayer is that this message gets to someone who needs it
at the right time. So that aticheme, because you find out nyaya Kenya it's very ukanyaya toitera unochema. And vamwe vacho muno muZimbabwe zviri kutoitika, but maybe hatitongoziva kuti vana vari kuurayiwa vachiitiswa zvinhu.
Yes.
And that's heartbreaking, honestly. It's a lot to just think about.
So
it's been fun, guys, and it's been heartbreaking talking about this with you, and we really hope you take this seriously.
Seriously, yeah. True.
Really research, really understand where you are. No, we don't want anyone to miss out on their purpose and achieving their own personal goals just because there's someone telling you how you should live your life. That's not what we hope for anyone. We want you to grow, to develop. We want to see you. We want to meet you. If you're meant to be a TV presenter, become that. If you're supposed to get married to an amazing guy, at least have the will to do it. That's when you see how much God loves you, because God will always give you that space to make the decision yourself. You shouldn't be forced into things by some leader or whatever. So we really appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been great. Please don't forget to subscribe. I would let Tinashe say the statement, but honestly, that guy hasn't caught it yet. Try it, Tinashe. Let's see if you have something you've caught from me.
No, that's not my area of expertise.
Doctor. For someone who spends a lot of time on the documentaries, you should be learning these things on our documentaries.
No, I want to thank you guys. I just want to thank you guys for real. It seems like a little thing, but that's more progressive. Like we are growing,
and we are
developing.
That's true.
We're improving. So
and we're going to host a competition. I think it's in November. Please tune in so that we increase our subscribers. Someone's going to win something for bringing in the most subscribers to the page. And we're going to invite you to the podcast itself to feature with us.
That's amazing.
It's going to be so much fun.
That's amazing. So from us to you guys.
Tell a friend, tell a sister, to tell a mom, to tell a dad to tune in to the Greatness Factor podcast. Love you guys. Please subscribe and like. Bye.